All right, Shalom. For the first, we'll give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai, Bashim Harakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, and to all the Akim across the globe. Preaching the word truth and sincerity, and want to say Shalom. Sadai Nawa from the great millstone camp of Chicago with another lesson. Today, the lesson we're going to go into judgment and executing judgment and having proper judgment. All right? Because the scriptures talk about we're judges of the earth. All right, and we have to learn how to judge matters, how to learn how to discern matters, and know how to execute those in balance. All right, and we can't get blinded by years that we had with brothers, the good times you had with brothers, or the amount of favor the brother have done for you. You see, just because you hang with a brother and are familiar with certain brothers, all right, we should be even more apt to be impartial in judgment, because if you truly love your brother and your friend, you're gonna tell him when he's off. All right, we're gonna judge matters according to the scriptures. All right. And having good judgment is very important. All right, exercising balance and using understanding in judgment is pertinent. All right, we can't get caught up in oh, this brother's very charitable. This brother is been in the truth for all these years. All right, or this brother, he's going through a rough patch, so. No, our job is to execute judgment. All right, that's the bottom line. All right, if the Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. But our job is to be unbiased and balanced in our judgment. This is John 7:24. It says, "Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment, man." All right, and that's our job. All right, we have to respect the poor or the rich, the high or the low. All right, judgment is judgment. All right, there are no gray areas. Okay, we gotta exercise and train ourselves in that manner. What we used last time, you see. Right, this is Psalms 119 and 66. It says, "Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I believe thy commandments." See, we got to ask the Lord to teach us, to condition us, all right, to take matters as they are, to judge according to the information, first according to the Spirit, but to the knowledge, knowledge of a situation, a matter that we have at hand. All right, let's go in that word teach. Hebrew word lamad, right? Which means to learn. It says to learn, to teach, to exercise in. To learn, to teach, to be taught, to be trained. So we got to be trained in judgment. Okay? All right? And judgment doesn't only have to be a heavy matter like in a council, and judgment must come down, but also when knowing when to do the right thing, all right? And we should always be doing the right thing. Let me rephrase that. Judging small matters, whether it's putting things in order, as opposed to letting things are going away where that the end result maybe not what the person is looking for, you see? All right? Good judgment may be, changing your tire, all right? Instead of trying to drive on it, knowing you got to go 500 miles to somewhere. Just small. I'll just use that as an example, popped in my head. But the point being, we got to exercise. We got to be taught and trained in judgment. All right, and we can't be afraid I fail to get that. We can't be afraid to judge. Um, uh, it's Exodus 23. I'm gonna start at 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness, man. All right. We don't want what they say. We want the truth or nothing but the truth. All right. We're not here to bear false witness, to try to get your buddy out of a jam because he's your friend. All right. If you're going off, you're going off. All right. If you're called to be a witness, hey, just the facts. Verse 23 or verse 2. It says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many arrested judgment." Right, man. Okay. So when we're called on and we're involved in the matter, hey, we gotta, we gotta judge. We gotta speak. All right, we gotta let it be known what it is, and how to make hard decisions, man. All right, everything's not gonna be easy, man. Some decisions are hard. That's why it's called making tough decisions, man. All right, and we gotta be ready as being judges of the earth, as being judges over Yasharala, because in the kingdom we're gonna be judging the 12 tribes and judging the nations, man. All right, and this is a place where we learn and to exercise and to properly train ourselves, all right, to be good judges, man. All right. So back to that word teach, it means to learn, exercise in. And I want to get this word exercise. Sean. It says, use or apply. All right. So we want to apply wisdom. We want to apply understanding. All right. We want to implement. Okay. We want to implement a proper thought process, man. All right. That's why it says practice. Okay. So we're learning how to be judges by judging small matters, by giving good counsel. All right, but these come by training. It comes by dealing. It comes by experience. All right. Okay. It says, "Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I have believed thy commandments." It's going that word knowledge. Discernment, see? So we're asking the Lord to teach us, all right, to teach us good judgment and to teach us discernment, okay, wisdom and understanding, you see? As we get further into the lesson, it's all going to tie together, all right, because these things have to be, are skills that have to be acquired, all right, and just like any skill that you have to hone it, all right, you got to work on it, okay? All right, so this judgment, all right, this knowledge that we have comes with discernment and understanding and wisdom. You see, sometimes Jake get in a pickle, and they try to wiggle out. You got to understand and perceive what it is that you're hearing, and dissect and discern the matter. It's going on with discernment also. discernment, the ability to judge well. Okay? So we gotta have the ability to judge matters, all right? Well, we have the ability to be fair, all right, and to know what it is that's really being said and laid out in front of you. Okay. Proverbs is Proverbs 1 and 2. It says to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom and justice and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, and to the young man knowledge and discretion. All right. So this walk that we have, all right, this truth that we hold, all right, is for correction, reproof. All right. All right. It's to show men how to walk. It's to show men how to handle matters. All right. See, when we're in a position to where men are coming to you for counsel, men are coming to you with issues, all right, but we are able to look at it with a spiritual eye and give a spiritual answer, man. All right, and knowing how in times past, how a situation might come up and you may not have been on point. All right, you may have not gave him the best counsel. All right, but over the years you learn. All right, not every matter is the same, but then some matters are the same. You see, and our job is to be on point with our judgment. All right, and to show other men, especially the young men, how to go about handling certain matters, man. All right, and being balanced in it. You see, sometimes brothers just get on brothers just because every brother get on that brother. That's not, the brother not going off, then what it is. Sometimes you just gotta stay out of things too. All right. Okay. It says to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. All right. So let's go on that word perceive. Right? Proceed to discern, to understand, to know with the mind, to observe, give heed, to distinguish, to have discernment, man. All right. So when we perceive, all right, goes with discernment, and we gotta discern the words of these counsels. You gotta discern the words of the elders when they're trying to give you understanding and guidance in this truth, man. It says to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment. All right. It says and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion, man. All right. So our job is to show brothers, especially younger brothers, how to execute good judgment, man. All right. Proverbs 24:23. It says, these things also belong to the wise. It is not good to have respect of persons in judgment. He that saith unto the wicked that are righteous, him shall the people curse. Nations will abhor him. But to them that rebuke him shall be delight, and a good blessing shall come upon them. Every man shall kiss his lips that giveth the right answer. All right. So our job is to to look past, the fancy cars or how well the brother may be beloved or how well, the brother, is a help. Okay. All right. Or how close you and that brother is. You may have stayed at his house, slept on his couch, ate his food. But if that brother being brought to the council or being brought in a matter, or brother being a matter against him, and that brother is wrong, then your job is to execute that judgment, man. All right, because you don't want to, let's say, let loose a murderer, so to speak. Not saying brother murderers, but the point being is that if a brother is off and you don't do anything about it, all right, then it's gonna look bad, man. All right. All right, just talk about a gift destroys the heart. All right, talking about bribes and things of that nature. You see. All right, so we want to take the matter. We say grab the bull by the horn, take that matter and deal with it, man. If a brother is wrong, he's wrong, and if he's right, he's right. All right, but to them that rebuke him shall be delight, and the good blessing shall come upon them, man. Right, man. All right, so we gotta not worry about brothers' feelings, not worry about our own feelings. Put those aside. Okay, put those aside. All right, put those aside and look at the evidence. Look at the facts. All right, this is Sirach. Sirach 11:7, it says, blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. All right? And you got to look at all the evidence, man. You got to look at all the facts. All right? You just can't take one side of the story and run with it, man. All right? Sometimes, a brother name will come up and you automatically assume, all right, that a brother is guilty or committed an offense. All right? But you got to hear both sides. There's two sides to every story. Then there's the truth in the middle, man. All right? It says, answer not before thou hast heard the cause. Either interrupt men in the midst of their talk. Right, so you might have two brothers there going back and forth, right? Or you may be hearing one side, and you might in your head perceive that the other party is guilty of something, man. All right, so you gotta get both brothers together if it's possible. All right, or you may have one brother, you may talk to a brother one day and may talk to the other brother later on. All right, but before you give judgment, you gotta hear everybody talk. And then when they're talking, you gotta let them speak. Cause sometimes, and I notice this too, sometimes when you interrupt, I know what happens to me, when people interrupt me, right, I tend to forget what I was going to say. And in doing that, you may leave out a key piece of information, a key detail that may support your cause. All right. So it's good to hear the conclusion of the matter, man. All right. Instead of always interjecting. All right. Let them talk. Then you can go back over what they said and critique it. It says, strive not in the matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in the judgment with sinners, man. Right, man. A lot of times, and I've been guilty of this, brother be talking and you be ear hustling, man. Then you want to interject, but really you don't know what the hell is going on, man. All right. If nobody's calling you to be a witness, all right, or nobody's calling you to refute or to help out in a situation, then don't bother it, man. All right, because a lot of Jake just want to pass judgment. They want to be in the middle of shit just so they can execute judgment with things that don't belong to you, with things that don't matter to you, man. All right. It said, meddle not, because thou shalt not be, man. What is, I want to let me read this first. I'll write that down. Come on, pen. All right, this is back in Sirach 11 and 10. It said, my son, meddle not with many matters, for thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. If thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by fleeing. Right, man? So, we don't want to be a busybody in other men's matters, man. All right? And I had a really, really big problem with this when I first came into truth. All right? My close friends, they checked me on a lot of things, man. And even now, sometimes, you got to hold your peace. You say what you say. You see something, say something. I'm not saying don't say nothing. All right? But we don't want to be busybodies always in other brothers' camps. All right? And other brothers' affairs. All right? Because sometimes you can be in something. All right? Now, be in something, or know something. Then all of a sudden you come to counsel, and it's like, damn, you knew this? All because you're trying to be in everybody's business, man. All right? And now you're being, I'm thrown in the midst of that fire too. All right? Sirach 19. I'm going to read all this. All right. Sirach 19 and 13. Admonish a friend. It may be that he have not done it. And if he have done it, that he do it no more. See, you could, let me score in that word, admonish. I want to get that. I want to get that real quick. Salaki. Admonish. Admonish, warn, or reprimand someone firmly. All right? To rebuke, to scold, to reprove, to chastise, to chide. All right? So, in a case where, say like you do hear something, right? Say like you do hear something. And, you be with that brother that day or whatever. You talk to him and, hey, what you did the other day was going off. What do you want to bam? Then a brother, a brother by like Khan, and even though if you didn't do it, all right, you let them know, hey, that stuff is not acceptable. All right. And if you did do it, don't do it no more, man. All right. That happened to me, at times, man. All right, because we're not perfect, man. All right, and sometimes sometimes you get cut off through the spirit. It may not even be for that time. It may be for something else. All right, but there's nothing wrong with I call it preventive maintenance, man. All right, you getting on a brother just because it needs to be said. All right, because a lot of Jake do certain things that the other Jake can't do. Every man have pleasure in all things. See, sometimes we try to fit a circle in a square peg, man, and it doesn't work. You see, somebody could, a brother could drink a little bit more than the next brother, and a brother that don't drink as much may get out of his body, and to get back to you, you be like, hey, what do you want to bam? Maybe you should, control your liquor. When you drink, you get mouthy, or you get aggressive, or you get obnoxious. So admonish our friend, it may be he have not said it, and if you have, that he speak it not again. See, there's no, preventive maintenance, man. We're like mechanics. All right, we do preventive maintenance, and when stuff broke, we gotta fix it, man, through the Spirit. All right, and there's nothing wrong with telling your friend something just to be telling them, just so he can keep it in his mind, to know that we don't do those things, man. You see, you hear stories of Jake going out and being bugged out, right? And you see that, brother. Hey, don't do this, whatever the bam. Like, man, I didn't do it. Okay, well, just letting you know. Just letting you know. Okay, you didn't do it. Say you didn't do it. Just know that when we go out, we got to be more in the Spirit, more responsible in how we conduct ourselves, man. Verse 15, it says, admonish a friend, for many times it is a slander, believe not every tale. See, a lot of times Jake blows stuff out of proportion. All right. Sometimes Jake just overdo things, they embellish things, man. So we can't always be quick to call a brother. Hey, I heard this, and what do you want to bam? And it's like it don't be true. All right. Or it doesn't go the way that it was made out to be. I ain't gonna say true because I won't make it seem like brothers be lying. But you don't want to. But you can't believe everything that you hear all the time, man. All right. It says, "There's one that sippeth in his speech, but not from his heart. And who is he that have not offended with his tongue?" And we've all had this, man. Jake says something that he didn't mean to say. All right. Or sometimes Jake have a hard time finding the words to explain certain things. Okay. And who hasn't done that? Who hasn't said one thing and meant another? All right. And admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him, and not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High, man. All right. You give a brother, man. You cuss a brother out before you start threatening him. With suspensions and things like that, man. All right. This is not like this is not a tyrannical thing that we're in, man. This is a labor of love that we've entered, man. And we're not overseers or lords over the Most High's heritage, man. But we're shepherds, man. And shepherds care for the sheep. All right. All right. So when we're doing these matters, we're judging these matters, man. The thing first and foremost comes, what do the scriptures say? All right. There's 2 Chronicles. I'm gonna end it on here. 2 Chronicles 19:6. It says, Second Chronicles 19:5. I'm gonna start at 4 because get you the backdrop. And Jehoshaphat dwelt at Jerusalem, and he went out again through the people from Beersheba to Mount Ephraim, and brought them back unto the Lord, the power of their fathers. He set judges in the land throughout all the cities of Judah, city by city, and said to the judges, take heed what ye do, for ye judge not for man, but for the Lord, who is with you in judgment, man. All right? So we're not judging for man, we're judging for the Lord. All right? And if we're going to be proper judges and counselors, and we'll have this great understanding and wisdom, all right, we got to know that we got to judge according to the scriptures, man. All right, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is looking at how we judge. He's trying our hearts. He knows if you're giving out judgment harshly just because you got an ought against that brother secretly, or just because a brother may rub you the wrong way, or maybe even because you felt like the brother didn't get the proper get judgment as you would want to execute it in the past. You see? All right. So we got to make sure that we understand that the Lord is with us when we're doing this, when we're taking these matters in our hands, man. Having this counsel and executing the judgment through the Spirit and through these scriptures, man. All right. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom.